Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai, and joining me tonight, we have our poser extraordinaire, Nitai.
Greetings and salutations.
Oh, you're cracking open a cold one, aren't you?
We've cracked a lot of stuff in the past 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And including a lot of really bad jokes. And I'm also
No, that's only you.
No, wow. What way to throw me under the bus. And we're also joined by our Showroom Shota Shotaro.
I'm an expensive goldfish.
You're an expendable goldfish.
What?
Excuse me?
What the hell? Wow. You're just on a roll tonight, aren't you?
Oh, and we're only getting started.
And we're only getting started. So tonight, we are going to be doing our 15th WTF episode where we will be talking about whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
We've only been doing 15 of those?
We've only done 15 of these episodes so far. Yes. As shocking as that may be, as long as this podcast has been running, we have only done 15 of these, and we should probably do these more often because we always have.
All right, boys, we're canceling all the episodes that we have lined up. We're only doing WTFs for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year. No, we should do these more often because we always have a really great time. But before we actually get into what we want to talk about, we have a couple of follower questions. How do you ask these questions? You might be asking yourself. Join our Discord server, which you can find linked down below in the description of wherever you're either watching or listening to this. And you can ask us questions too. We have a channel there just for asking us questions. We have two that were brought to us by the same person this time. One of these should be very, very interesting. I'm just going to read it as it was written on our server. Marry, fuck, kill, pizza, tacos, burgers. I'd like to point out it was said that the question can be for actual food or fan art of anthropomorphized versions of these food as anime girls. I don't know about the two of you. I was not brave enough to go find anthropomorphized versions of pizza, tacos, or burgers.
Who's going first with this one?
Anthropomorphized versions, it's like it really has nothing to do with the actual original thing. It's just
anthropomorphized is just like girls. That's it.
It's just.
Excuse me, they can be pretty boys too, Natai. You sexist bastard.
I'm just talking to my preferences. You're up to your like shittery or whatever. That's not my business.
Wow.
Fucking lollies.
Oh my.
Not even talking about that. I'm talking about fucking shit like Italia. It was pretty boys.
Are they
Which
pretty?
is coming back next year. Holy shit.
Are they just chibi?
They can be chibi too. Yes. So I'm gonna look at this question as like.
What does it say about you that you're into chibi art style? Like, as a sexual preference.
What the fuck is this, Natai? You've done nothing but insult me since you got on this call. What the actual fuck? Are you drunk right now? Be honest.
So it's Friday as we're recording, and
Gotta get down
on Friday dinner we drink, and on Friday dinner we drink a bit of wine. So I've had some Lambrusco, and right now I'm having a bit of beer. But no, I'm good. I'm just in good spirits. That's all.
I see. So I'm gonna look at this question as what do I like the most? What could I do without for the rest of my life? And what is something that's like, you know, it's good to have around for a long time. Okay. Of the three things, pizza, tacos, burgers, the thing I could probably live the rest of my life without eating is probably tacos.
Wow.
If I had to pick one, I'm going to go. So if I had to pick one for Mary, which is one that I'd like to have around for, ever, because I can do a lot with it, is burgers. And the fuck would be pizzas.
Why are you fucking pizzas?
Because I really like pizza.
It's very easy to use.
Yes, they're easy to use. They're readily available. Just like casual sex.
Won't it be like really... cheese is not a good lubricant. It's like the opposite of a lubricant.
Have you tried?
Yeah, have you? What? How do you know?
Yeah, exactly. How do you think I know, Nitai?
As a person who uses cheese on a daily basis, I would have you know that some cheese are very good products for... when you put them in heat, they melt. Right? So now, when you do the deed... No, let me finish. So when you do the deed, it works as a pretty good product for a sliding action.
I just want to say normally I'd call
No friction. No friction. Never mind you.
Normally, I'd call Natai out on his bullshit, but I think he actually knows what he's talking about because his family does
Dude,
make
I live in a
cheese.
farm and we make cheese. You gonna challenge me on that?
No, I'm not. I said normally I would, but I'm not because I know you do this for a fucking living, or at least your family does.
Yeah.
We do not condone this activity. Please don't try this at home.
You're the one that's sitting there saying you use cheese as a fucking lubricant.
No, I said I don't. Because it's not a good lubricant.
Have you ever tried?
Oh my god.
What is this conversation? Jeez.
Oh, we're like 5 minutes in, and it's already like the worst episode we've ever recorded.
No, I knew this question would lead to some interesting shit. I didn't know it'd be this interesting.
Okay, well, for me,
Alcohol helps.
Pizza is like super basic, and I don't really like eating a lot of Italian food at once. Like, I like having it. I get easily tired of Italian food, so I only like having like small amounts at a time. So for pizza, I would kill it. I don't need it anymore. Wow. It can go away, honey. Just like all the other Italian food, honey.
But pepperoni.
The pepperoni is nice
on my pizza.
It is nice, but burgers and tacos have to stay alive. Tacos, I don't eat tacos that often, so I would have to like one night stand them because that's how I do it in real life. Honey, we don't like, we have very different schedules, me and tacos, and like we can never really get together, but when we do, honey, fireworks going
I like
everywhere.
imagining Show getting like a text message and it just says taco, meet me 30 outside in the corner of the street.
This is instant boner.
Instantly running for that taco. Well, I live in Canada, so they're not as like everywhere as they are in America, I assume.
They're certainly everywhere around where I live. I live in fucking Florida. They're fucking everywhere around here.
Yeah.
Literally.
There's not much choice where I live in Toronto. And then burgers, which I love burgers, honey. I think I eat a burger like every day, every other day, honey, every meal. Honey, burger, me. I am a burger. So that's why I would marry one because, because I'm already married to one.
So you agree with me? Burgers are a good long-term commitment.
They are. They're reliable. Yeah. They're attractive.
They change.
They're always there for you.
Exactly.
They're always there for you.
And they can change to be whatever you want them to be.
Oh boy.
Think about this. Like, there's all kinds of different ways you can make a burger.
How do you make your burgers, Alex?
I mean,
like the
you can make a beef burger, you can make a pork burger, you can make a chicken burger.
I guess
also different types of like how you cook it.
Or even for me, I'm a vegetarian now. There's veggie patties.
You know, veggie burgers not bad. I don't.
No, they're not.
Veggie burgers.
Veggie burgers are not burgers.
Excuse me.
Listen, sir, get out.
Sit the fuck down.
Where are your parents?
It's time to stop this entire podcast.
What about you, Natai?
So I never had any like actual filthy fast food taco. Like, there is no equivalent of Taco Bell here in Israel. So since I never really tried any of it, I don't mind like getting rid of it for the rest of my life because I never tried it.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's a kill for me. Mary, that'll be burgers for sure, because you of course. Like, it comes in all shapes and sizes, like just the way I want it.
Yeah.
And I guess for the third option it will be pizza, because as we discussed, it's a good lubricating option. Also, as a good one-night stand, it can come in all different outfits for you. Sometimes it's just a vanilla cheese. Sometimes you want it a little bit spicy with some pepperoni on it. Sometimes you want to feel exotic, so you put a bit of pineapple on it, So it's a good one-night stand. So yeah, that's my pick.
Okay. How do you feel about pineapple on pizza, Alex?
I love it because I love pineapples.
Hold up. 1 sec. If it's pineapple, it also needs some pepperoni with it, because pineapple on its own just sucks.
Oh, wow.
I actually just like cooked pineapple, so I have it by itself. I have had it by itself before. I tell you one thing I used to eat a lot. I don't so much anymore, but I do eat it from time to time. Is pineapple and mushroom.
I do.
Really?
I like mushrooms with most things.
Yeah, mushrooms work, but I don't know if it works with pineapple.
I
don't know, you get the earthiness of the mushroom with the like fruity, sugary taste of the pineapple. It's a good combination.
In the words of the United States president, wrong.
I like pineapple with broccoli. They're just two very different flavors, and I think they complement each other. Plus, I'm
broccoli
healthy.
on pizza? Wait. There's such a thing as broccoli on pizza?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's also cauliflower pizza.
Wait, but cauliflower
What's
pizza is like the
cauliflower?
dough, is it not?
Well, yeah, you can make the dough out of cauliflower, but you can also like slice the cauliflower in half and put it on pizza. I've seen that done before too.
I don't think that's an option in my pizza.
All right. Well, on in the same vein, because this is
Welcome
another
to
question.
the Pizza Cast.
Yeah, welcome to the fucking Pizza Cast. Jesus Christ.
Are we actually doing it?
I mean, my favorite pizza is margarita pizza, but that's neither here nor there.
Raina, are we doing it?
So another question that was asked. By the way, these questions were asked by Big Brain Idea Man on our Discord server. I don't think I actually ever mentioned that.
Yeah, you should credit the people, dude.
I
Do
know.
it for the people.
So the other question that he asked was he wanted to know our favorite regional fast food chains. Now, Natai, you live in Israel, a very tiny, tiny country that doesn't really have regions.
No, we have, but we do have fast food restaurants, so
That's
it
true.
works. It is regional, just for one region.
Yeah, one region, Israel, the whole country. So what's like what I'm assuming there are also like American fast food chains in Israel as well, especially in like Jerusalem or Tel Aviv.
I mean, not only Jerusalem, just also like every city. We have McDonald's, I guess.
Yeah, but like, what's a good Israeli fast food chain?
I guess there is one. Okay, it's called ACAD, which is like a burger fast food chain, and it's pretty okay. Like, I wouldn't go there because there are better burger places if I want to go eat burger, but it's kind of a fast food place, so it's pretty okay. We also have like all the other shit like McDonald's, and that's it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Starbucks?
if you're ever in Israel, like, just hit me up. I'll let you know like all the good places to actually eat food that isn't shit.
I bet you know where to get some good lubricating cheese.
I'll just link my restaurant, and that'll be it, dude. Doesn't
Honey, you
matter.
just go to Nitai's residence, and that's where you get the lubricating
Yeah,
cheese.
dude. It's good stuff. I was like, if you want like good shawarma, I'll hit you up with some real good shawarma
Oh,
here.
shawarma, Jesus. Feel full for like 30 hours.
It's so good though.
I'm not saying it's
meat.
bad. It's very filling.
No, you can have it in like pita bread. That doesn't fill you up that much.
I've never had it that way. I have to try it that way
What?
sometime.
Then how do you serve shawarma in America?
I usually just have it on like regular bread.
What do you
Not
mean
pita
regular bread?
Like white or wheat bread.
What form does it take?
Like
Is
a
it like
baguette,
slices
Natai.
of bread? What?
Like a French baguette.
Oh yeah, you can have it in baguette, but you can also have it in pita bread. That's like
See, I've
way
never
easier
had it
on
in
the
pita
stomach.
bread, but I like pita bread.
You don't like pita bread?
I like pita bread, so I
So
would
just
probably
ask
like
for
it
pita
that way.
bread.
Anyway,
Don't you? Wait. Hold on.
Anyway,
No.
oh,
This is
fuck off.
no. This is concerning. Don't you guys serve shawarma in pita bread?
I'm not saying we don't. I'm saying I have never had it that way.
Well, go try it.
Okay.
Welcome to my TED Talk about pita bread.
Oh man.
All right. I think I know what show's answer will be, but
you
I'll
know
ask
it.
anyway. It's got to be Tim Hortons.
Yeah, I mean,
What's Tim
I'm
Hortons?
Canadian. That's the only possible choice you could ever pick is Tim Hortons.
Although
What type
Tim
of food is
Hortons
it?
is more of a national chain than a regional chain, but I think it still counts.
Well,
Do they apologize whenever they serve you the food?
Yes.
It's like, oh, sorry, here's your food.
Sorry, here's your food. Sorry, no, it's
Exactly.
sorry.
oh,
Sorry.
exactly.
Here's your food.
Honey, if you want a pumpkin spice donut, you go to Tim Hortons. If you want a pumpkin spice
Excuse me?
muffin, you go to Tim Hortons. If want a pumpkin spice ice cap, you go to Tim Hortons. That's all you need. Those are the 3 food groups. And that's
it's
all
a bakery?
you need for life.
It's like a bakery / cafe.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Yeah. Coffee shop, bakery, and like deli sandwiches.
They also have good coffee. Like really good coffee.
They have sugary coffee, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, when you put a gallon of sugar in it, yeah, it will taste sugary.
Honey.
Oh no.
I'm trying to think what my favorite regional fast food chain, because there's a number of regional fast food chains here in America. I'm tempted to say, well, there's one, and I don't really consider it regional. There used to be a lot more of them than there are now, but there's this place called Maryland Fried Chicken before I became a vegetarian that I used to go to a lot. And there's, like I say, there used to be tons of them. There's not that many anymore. And a lot of the ones that are still around are just really using the name. They're not necessarily associated with what the chain used to be, but just really, really good fried chicken. They pressure fry it in peanut oil, and it's so good.
So here's a question, because I ask all of my friends from the States about that. What is, like, whenever I come to the States, what's like your top 5 picks for fast food chains that I need to go check out?
I will tell you, when you come, I want to take you to Waffle House at 2 a.m. in the morning. Like,
why 2 a.m.?
Because you get
Excuse
the
me?
best. You get especially 2 a.m. on a Saturday a Sunday morning. Because you get all of the people that have just left the bars and they're fucking drunk as hell. And
they just grab the like midnight snack or whatever.
Yeah, they're trying to eat food so they don't have a wicked hangover the next day.
That sounds good to me.
No, Waffle House is always something I tell people. Chick-fil-A is pretty good. Their chicken sandwich is pretty good. Although some people say Popeyes is better. I've never had it. I've yet to try it out.
Okay.
What's another really good one? Of course, a lot of mine are going to be limited to the South because that's where I live.
Like, why do people enjoy Taco Bell so much? Sell me on that.
Because a lot of them are open 24 hours.
Oh, that's it?
I think a lot of young people like it because it's good food to have when you're high.
Oh.
I mean, I like the Taco Bell in Toronto just because there's not a lot of Mexican places. So that's the closest I can get.
I guarantee you, if you ask a real Mexican about Taco Bell, they'll say it's not real Mexican food.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've actually been to Mexico, and yeah, it's not real Mexican food. But again, it's the closest thing I can get.
True. I don't know. I will say, if you come down to the South, I'd like to take you to Publix to get a Publix sub. Although Publix is actually a grocery store that has an attached deli. It's not necessarily a fast food chain.
Gotcha.
They have really good subs.
It's funny what you're saying about like the first place you mentioned. I already forgot what you were saying.
Waffle House.
Like that, yeah, Waffle House. Because like short tangent. So how long ago was that? Probably like 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago. So me and a few of my buddies, we were meeting up, and we're like staying at one of our friends' house, and we're like playing some board games, drinking, having other substances, and then at around like midnight, like another friend hit us up and like, hey, all of you guys are in town? Let's go meet up at some bar. And like, okay, sure. So we meet up. We have other substances. We drink. We have a lot of fun. We play some. What's the name of that game? Never mind. And then we're like, hey, want to go grab something to eat? And by that time, it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning. So we go grab some like donuts and baguettes and sandwiches. That was a fun night.
Man, drinking with you is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, for sure. I'm waiting for the day to like come over to the States and drop by and just just getting smashed. Like, I have another group of friends from the States and actually London, and actually met up with them earlier this year, February, so right before everything went down and we don't know what flights are anymore. But so one night we actually went out and we stopped by like 3 pubs, I want to say, in London. And that was a lot of fun, but not gonna lie, I think right before the 3rd pub we were crossing the street, and in London you don't the zebra passes are like just like, they're like recommendations. You don't need to actually pass by them, just like in Israel. So we're crossing the street, and I'm crossing the street, and I just feel like this whoosh behind me. I'm like, what? And then all of my other friends were looking. I'm like, that was close.
Damn.
We were smashed, dude.
Oh, no.
It sounds like it. You've heard of a designated driver. Natai needs a designated walker.
No. It just, Londoners just drive. They see people and like, oh, I guess that's a dude. It's okay.
That's how it is in most American cities. I can tell you that right now.
Nah, if we'll go out drinking, that's a big opportunity for a karaoke night. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh goodness, dame dane,
dame yo.
All right, so let's actually get into this. That was a great 20-minute diversion to start this off.
Hey.
So I actually want to start this off talking about something that's actually anime related. Crazy, right? We're going to talk about anime shit on a WTF.
What's the name of the podcast again?
Anime Club After Dark. Strangely enough, we're going to talk about anime. So recently, Netflix announced a very large slate. Oh, I guess very large is kind of subjective. A large slate of anime titles that they have in the works for 2021. Now, some of this may be coming out in the winter, and we will be doing a proper winter 2021 season preview here sometime in the next few weeks, so definitely be looking out for that. But I don't want to talk about every single thing that they announced, but I do kind of want to talk about a few of them, just because some of them do seem kind of interesting. And some of them are sequels to shows that they've already had in the past. So, like, they have a sequel season to Be the Beginning coming out, which I'd never even watched the first one, but from what I can tell...
Dude, winter is stacked with sequels to begin with.
Winter 2021 is going to be a hell of a season. We got a sequel to Be the Beginning called Be the Beginning Succession. Sure. Didn't watch the first season. Probably won't watch this either.
They just could call it Be the Continuation. What's wrong with them?
Or just second season.
B2.
You mean 2B?
See the continuation?
See?
See the beginning.
See the beginning. They also have something that's been announced. It's essentially like a 4-episode mini-series, I guess you would call it. It's called Eden. An actual trailer was released for this. I'm just going to read the synopsis because it's really, really short. It says, sometimes a family is a human girl, a robot, and another robot. Eden follows Sarah and her mechanical adoptive parents as she confronts a strange, beautiful world. Arriving May 2021.
Excuse me?
I don't know.
Wait, so Kobayashi Dragon made but with robots?
I mean, maybe. Maybe
so
they're sexy
which
robots.
Studios,
I don't know.
Kobayashi Dragon had some sexy dragons. But anyway.
Yes,
which
yes, it did.
It?
It's being done by an outfit called Cubic Pictures. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled Qubic. I've never even heard of them.
Have they produced anything in the past? I never heard that studio's name.
I'm looking right now on Mal, and it's not cooperating with me for some reason. There we go. No, apparently this is going to be their very first production, so...
Okay, sure.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's 4 episodes. I don't know whether these are going to be, like, long episodes. They could be, like, 45-minute or hour-long episodes. This doesn't really say. But, I mean, I'm always down for something science fiction, so at least it's 4 episodes. I'll give it a try.
Okay.
I will say one thing I am particularly excited for is the new Godzilla anime. It's called Godzilla Singular Point. This is a joint production from Studio Orange, who did Beastars. They're going to be doing all the CG work for this, and it's also being produced in association with Studio Bones, which we already know does some really good animation.
That's an interesting combination, because like the last big collaboration was A1 and Trigger for Donnie and the Franks, so I'm interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, that was like the last really big like.
Because we don't tend to have big like that, like that's like part of the marketing type of collaborations between studios, you know?
Yeah. That was like the big, last hugely marketed thing, collaboration was probably Darling in the Franxx between Trigger and A1. You're right. I mean, there are collaborations between anime studios all the time. It's usually between one big studio and a smaller studio, or two small studios.
Yeah, like sometimes you'll see something like which studio also creating some stuff with Production IG because they're like a parent studio of them, I think. Mm-hmm. So like, and that makes sense that sometimes they'll use some of their animators, but rarely is it like a marketing point for some shows, which is interesting.
But I did watch the trailer for this, and it looks like it's gonna look good if nothing else. I mean, the trailer doesn't show you a lot about the story. So I'm kind of wondering what that's going to be like and what kind of Godzilla we're going to get here. But it looks like it's, if nothing else, going to look good. So I'm happy to see that. What else we got here? You're being awfully quiet, Sho. None of this really piques your interest, does it?
No. I don't really like Godzilla. Or Eden. I think I've told you before we started the podcast, like, this all looks like shit.
Yes. We're getting an anime adaptation of Pacific Rim.
Yay.
I mean...
I'm so excited.
I liked Pacific Rim. I mean, the sequel to Pacific Rim wasn't great, but I liked the original movie. It was pretty good. This anime production is called Pacific Rim The Black.
Oh.
What a...
This
what
is
a generic sounding
This
name.
is CG characters, though.
Yeah, it's Polygon Pictures.
Okay, bye.
They pretty much exclusively do CG, I believe.
Bye.
I don't know. I'll check it out mostly because I actually like Pacific Rim. There's also going to be a Resident Evil, another Resident Evil anime. This is going to be a joint production between TMS Entertainment and KBCO.
This one is animated, though. It's not like live action like the previous Resident Evil movies.
Yes, it is. It's actually animated. It is not live action. You are correct. It's called Resident Evil Infinite Darkness.
That was a surprising announcement, honestly.
It was.
I mean, they've done an animated movie before, which I liked.
Resident Evil Vendetta, I believe is what it was called.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them, so I don't know.
Oh, and it's the same studio that did Vendetta. Well, it is. I might be interested in this because I love the Resident Evil movies, even though that's that's a controversial hot take because everyone hates them.
Actually, I'll actually defend you on that. They're not half bad.
But are they good Resident Evil movies?
They're good movies.
Yeah, they're good. They're good movies.
But I don't know. They're not very faithful to the source. So
no, I would say they're good action horror movies.
Yeah.
So I guess something to note about this is it is going to be an original story. It's not going to be following any particular game or anything, but it is going to have the characters of Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield in it as main characters. But it's going to be an original story. So another one I'm kind of looking forward to is Spriggan. This is actually the second anime adaptation of Spriggan. There was one back, I believe, in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
Back in the 90s,
yes.
I was in a...
1998, yeah. It was a 90-minute long feature film, according to this. Animated by Studio 4C. Wow. And so this
But we don't care about that.
No. So this new one is apparently being done by... what is the studio?
David Production, if I'm not mistaken.
David Production. Yes, it is. Holy shit.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah,
I got
thanks.
you, fam.
It's also being directed by Hiroshi Kobayashi, who directed Kiesniver, for whatever that's
really
worth. Character designs by Suhei Honda, who was the character designer for Little Witch Academia.
That's a lot of stuff that's not the usual for David Production.
No, and the series composer is Hiroshi Seko, who was the series composer for Mob Psycho 100. So
that's a really weird staff lineup, not gonna lie.
It is interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to this, mostly because I have read the original manga, and I kind of like it. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a series. Also, it's not going to be a movie as I see it.
The manga itself is like a few volumes long, right?
If I recall, I think it's like 6 or 7 volumes long. I don't remember exact. 11. It's 11 volumes long. Wow, longer than I remember.
I'm kind of excited for it because it is like a very, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't read the manga, but it is a very old school type of manga, right?
Very, very old school, yes.
Yeah. So, like, I'm curious to see what David Production will do with it. Let's not forget, they have a lot.
We've seen what David Production has done with an old school shonen manga. Just saying.
Just a small indie shonen manga no one knows about, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Called something Bizarre Adventure. I don't know.
Like, when I saw that like announcement, I'm like, this is kind of random, but I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm super curious, and I really don't want to talk too much more about it until we do the season preview, where we're talking about it, because I don't want to spoil too much. Because I actually
when is
know
it slated for?
Huh?
When is it slated for?
It just says 2021 here. It doesn't give a specific month or a season. So, and then the last one I really want to talk about. I mean, we talked about it in a previous episode. The Rohan OVAs, the Rohan JoJo spinoff OVAs are coming to Netflix next year. That was already announced. Actually, there's 2 more I want to talk about. Mostly, I haven't read the manga that this is based on, but people who have say that The Way of the House Husband will actually be a good anime. I will hold all these people to this, and if it's not, I shall beat them severely.
That whole announcement, I was surprised with how much like reception it got. Because I don't read manga, so I don't know, but I've never heard of this property.
I've heard of it, but I haven't read it. I know, but so many people who have read it are like, "Oh my god, this is going to be like one of the biggest thing ever when the season it comes out." Being done by JC Staff, so that could go either way.
Yeah. I have a feeling it might turn out like a type of "Haven't you heard I'm Sakamoto" type of show where it's like this one gag that's being repeated for the entire season.
Hey, I like Sakamoto though. That was fun.
No, don't get me wrong. I liked it as well. So like if it's good, then nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I will definitely watch this based solely on the amount of hype that so many people who have read the manga have for it when it comes out. But yeah. And then the last one I want to talk about is mostly because of it's kind of a curiosity based on where it's being made. I don't know exactly how you're supposed to pronounce it. I think it's called Trese, Trese is how it's spelled. The story is based in Manila in the Philippines, and it's actually being animated and created in the Philippines by a Philippine studio.
Really?
Yes. Huh. So
is it based on any like existing manga?
I don't believe so. I think it may be an original. At least it doesn't say here. It just says the new anime series based on Manila Trese. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. Was announced. The stream noted that because the series is being created in the Philippines, the creators will have a different perspective of Manila than someone not from the city. And then in the actual like Netflix Philippines Twitter post, it says Oswangs of I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I'm sure it means something in Filipino. Of Manila, beware. Alexander Trese is coming for you. Enjoy this very first look at Trese coming soon on Netflix. That's all it says. So that's all I know.
I mean, I don't think I ever consumed any media that originated from the Philippines, so that should be interesting.
I feel like it's not uncommon for anime studios to outsource animators from the Philippines, but I could be wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong about outsourcing, but I don't think I've heard about any outsourcing to Philippine studio. Maybe I've never
heard of an anime
studios
being exclusively made in the Philippines. So
that as well. Yeah, that as well. But in general, I don't think I've heard of like any studios outsourcing to Philippines production.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen because you hear about all the time stuff being outsourced to China, South Korea.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't be surprised if, there may be 1 or 2 animators from the Philippines that stuff gets outsourced to. You just don't really look for it.
Yeah, like very recently, like Haikyuu, one of their episodes was like, and it showed, sorry, but it looked worse, and apparently it was. I'm sorry, but that they claimed that they outsourced that episode to a Chinese production. I mean, it didn't look bad, but you noticed the difference. And the same thing happened back when Psycho Pass aired. so like outsourcing to Chinese and maybe, I might be mistaken with that, but maybe even Korean productions, that's pretty common, but I don't think I've ever heard of like Philippines productions.
Yeah, not saying it doesn't happen, but just that it's
exactly.
nothing we've heard of.
I haven't heard.
All right. Well, that's all. I mean, there are others here that are listed, but that's all that I really wanted to highlight, unless, Natai, you really wanted to talk about any of these that are listed here.
I haven't, but I was wondering, was the Cyberpunk anime was listed as a Netflix show? Because I remember that was announced, but I don't remember if it was announced as like a Netflix show.
It was not, but it was announced previously that it's not going to come out until at least 2022.
Yeah, but for some reason in the back of my mind I was like, was it a Netflix show?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, for us, at least here in the States, and I'm assuming in other places around the world, it will probably end up on Netflix, mostly because the last 3 things that Trigger has worked on have ended up on Netflix. That's just my guess.
Not exclusively, though.
Not exclusively. Well,
Little Witch Academia is the only one that was exclusively
No, BNA
Netflix.
as well.
That's right. Okay. That's correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Already managed to forget about that show. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, we'll move on then. So who wants to go next? So do you want to go next?
Sure. So about like 4 months ago, I've started playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and I've been really enjoying it. I love the game mechanics. I love that there's like literally 500 pages of rules, honey. I love reading. Okay, I don't love reading, but I don't know. I just love that it's so complicated. I say that, but like apparently 5th edition is the most simple version and the previous editions are way more complicated. But I do like all the different stuff about it, and I'm really enjoying it overall. But
wait, for all of us nerds, is there like a big change from version 5? Because again, right before we started recording, I was like, yeah, I'm like 3.5 version kind of guy. I never got past that. So is there like anything major between them?
I honestly haven't played or read the 3.5. But from what what I think I remember is just there's less feats, I think. There's spells are much more restricted in various ways, so you can't cast so many spells, and I think the number of spells is also restricted. They just took down the spell list. I think they nerfed a lot of different classes to make it more balanced. I think those are the main things. But again, I've only been playing 4 months, and I've only played 5th edition, so I am not experienced in any way.
As long as the warlocks are still cool, I'm fine with that.
Warlocks are cool, but they're generally really underpowered.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought I would rant about all my problems with D&D, because who wants to hear about positive things? Let's talk about negative things. Yay, pessimism. Okay, so my biggest problem was when I first started playing, and we were just making up characters, figuring it out. I was talking to the dungeon master about what kind of world are we in? What are we doing? And it came to, in the conversation, that my character concept was a person who was dark-skinned or brown. And for your reference, viewers, I am East Indian ethnically, so I'm brown myself. So I'm I'm a brown person, I want to play a brown person. And the DM's all the people in my world are white. And I'm like, what?
Whoa. What is this? What is this? The final solution in D&D? Jesus Christ.
I'm like, what? And he's like...
Let me tell you about the final solution.
Natai, tell us about your final solution.
Only white people.
Wow.
Literally. Oh my god. When he said that, I was so fucking furious. I was about to say... well, clearly you only want to play with white people, so I can leave. But like he's like, you can come from like a very foreign continent and you can be like an exotic person. And I'm like, do I really have to be exotic to be non-white? Really?
Don't you have like dark elves and shit?
No, but I want to be human.
Oh, okay. You could be like
a dark-skinned human, basically.
Yes.
I assume, right?
Yes, that was my concept. I was just surprised because he said that like his universe was based on medieval Europe, which I guess is not uncommon. But what I had like imagined of D&D was just like a very fantastical setting that was very much divergent from like, real world historical ethnic boundaries, where just like any old motley crew of people from all over the place just come together and have a good time. So I was very taken back by all these restrictions. Eventually, I made an angel character, and angels were allowed to be dark skinned apparently.
I just want to say for everyone listening, especially if you haven't been listening to the podcast for a long time, an angel is something show definitely ain't.
I know. Listen, I did not enjoy playing an angel at all.
You could have roleplayed as a Lucifer.
Yeah, you could have been Lucifer.
I would have loved to, but the DM wouldn't let me.
Angel.
The DM would not let me.
His fallen angel because he's black.
Oh no!
Oh, we're fucking canceled.
So
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's a good segue to another problem I had with my experience with D&D, which was what they call alignment, which is basically your morals, which you have to state whether you're a good person or a bad person as part of your character like biography. Like it'll literally like you have to fill out good, bad, or not, or like neutral. So yeah, I really wanted to
I have a feeling, you're like a chaotic good.
Me?
Yeah, you're like a chaotic good. I have a feeling.
Hell no, chaotic evil.
I am definitely chaotic evil.
Wait, so what's like the rest of us? What's our alignments? I'm curious.
I feel
you're gonna regret this.
No, I'm not. That's such a good question for friends and stuff. I'm happy.
I feel like you would be lawful good, Nitai, and then Alex would be chaotic evil with me.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways.
Sure.
Yeah. So
angels can't be evil, I'm assuming.
Well. You can be, but in general they're good. But the whole concept of alignment really rubbed me the wrong way, because why? How can I like put on my character sheet that I am objectively good or objectively evil when that's such a subjective thing? Like this guy thinks I'm good, this guy thinks I'm evil, this guy doesn't care about me. Like what I was just is not
so there's, and forgive me, I'm very limited in my knowledge of D&D. I have never played it. I've never really played any kind of tabletop RPGs.
Really?
I never have. As much of a nerd as I am, I've never done
You really should. They're a lot of fun with like the right group of friends.
But I forgot where I was going with this.
Good, evil.
Oh, so there's no concept of gray morality in Dungeons and Dragons?
No, there is. Like the whole concept of like chaotic good is, it's not as black and white as like things seem to be. And I think what I love about alignments is like a good dungeon master can take those elements of like, okay, let's say that like you have a group of 4 people and they pick different alignments, and then a good DM can take that and create good scenarios around it that all of them will like pick.
That's another question I have though. So
like people will play off of that really well.
I was always under the assumption that a D&D game, or any single game of D&D, was only as creative or uncreative as the dungeon master who ran it.
Of course, yeah.
You need a good dungeon master,
different experiences for different dungeon masters.
So, like, for what you're talking about, I'm thinking that, like, if you had a really good creative dungeon master, they could alter the rules on the fly. I mean, or not on the fly, but as you're creating the game and the game world, to say that, yeah, you can have this dark-skinned human who's actually of a really good alignment if you wanted.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like an issue for someone to be dark-skinned for your dungeon
because
master.
you're in because you're in medieval Europe, and in medieval Europe there are no dark-skinned people.
But who gives a fuck? Dungeons. Like Dungeons and Dragons.
It's fucking fantasy anyways, so who gives a fuck? I mean, he's not wrong, because in medieval Europe, there probably weren't a lot of dark-skinned people in reality, but it's a fucking game.
But my counter is, like, you can make any fantasy world you want. Why would you pick, like, medieval Europe and only white people?
Yeah. Why would you limit yourself to being like the real world if you're doing a fantasy concept?
Boring.
And worst case scenario, and like, I don't know why I feel like people will give me shit for this, but worst case scenario, like, oh yeah, I guess it's like a descendant of like some slave people or whatever. Like, who gives a shit? That's like, it's not such a difficult thing to justify even in that setting, you know?
Yeah.
Have you considered the fact that maybe you were just playing with a shitty DM?
Yeah, I was about to say, but I was.
He's like a good DM, but he has.
He's just a nerd.
Issues. Okay.
Sounds like he's a racist. Fucking
I'm
racist.
not gonna say anything.
Only white people in my D&D
Only
game.
white people in my D&D game.
Yeah, my last problem.
No, there can be no women in my party. Gee.
Yeah, my last
you
problem.
You have tits, get out.
Oh my god. Was that, so I had a problem with, like, so all of those problems that I just stated come together with my last problem, in that certain races in D&D have an inherent alignment tied to them. So, like, angels inherently good, and like devils inherently bad, and just that concept. Okay, like in fantasy fiction, I get it. That makes sense to me. But like when I personally have to play an inherently good character, and I have to interact with people who are like, oh, you're an angel. Like, I know you're born this way, so you're like, you have this personality and all this shit. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to personally roleplay being racially stigmatized by like everyone I meet. Like, that's not something I want to do.
I don't want to play as someone who's going to be called a slave the entire playtime. It's not fun.
I don't want to play as a brown person in the fucking 1950s in the South.
Yeah, you know, I don't do that on my free time.
I've been in a time machine.
I play D&D to get away from real life, you know?
Why you gotta bring real life into my fantasy setting? God damn.
Yeah.
Every art is influenced by its creators.
And
that's just like another thing with the DM. Like, it just seems like you're playing with a DM who's way too rigid.
He is very rigid. But I know that this isn't like an isolated issue, because actually June of this year, the publishers of D&D came out with a public statement that they recognize that their rule set does encourage racial stereotypes, and they're going to try to, you know, be less racial in their description of all the different rules. Which in particular, one of the rules that really was weird to me was that they have dark elves, and like, so if you wanted to play a black elf, you have to be a dark elf, and dark elves are all evil. So basically, if you wanted to play an elf, and if you wanted to be black, then you're evil. So I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
But okay, but like I get that, but to some extent, like, sure. But if you are going to play with the rules, I mean, you can just say, yeah, he's like a renegade dark elf, so he's not evil.
Yes, you could say that, you know? But literally everyone you meet would be like, oh my god, you're black, you're evil.
Okay, like, that's fair, that's totally fair. But the thing is, like, I'm surprised that they, like, take that to heart, that criticism, because, like, Dungeons and Dragons, are like, the very core of it is, like, based on fucking imagination. So, you know, like, the Dungeon Master can just, like, you know, it's just a setting with people, and some people are black, and some people are white, and some people are neither. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, there's totally ways to work around it. Just
yeah,
some of the...
I'm surprised it's an issue.
I mean, it's not that big an issue. I mean, you can clearly talk to your Dungeon Master and work around it. Just like
Exactly.
it was just interesting. I was not expecting all of like I got so furious during character creation, and it just came out of left field because I was just not expecting all of these problems, but apparently they're there. Yeah, I just wanted to rant about it.
We should
like
get
a lot of the issues that you're talking about could just be solved with a better DM.
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't think it's an isolated... Yes, you can definitely solve it with a better DM, but I don't think it's just an isolated issue. I've heard I've heard a number of people having similar issues.
Yeah, I think that... I don't think it's necessarily an isolated issue. It just seems like with a really creative DM, it could be worked around.
Of course, I don't think it's an inherent problem with the game itself. I really do enjoy the game.
Yeah.
I was just...
Perhaps it's an issue with the people who play the game.
Oh, my. It's an issue. I don't know whose fault it is, but it's an issue.
I think some of it is because a lot of, at least again, as I understand it, I've never actually played, but from what I do understand is a lot of the types of characters that you can play in Dungeons and Dragons do come from that like classical European fantasy archetypes.
I mean, yes.
We should.
I mean, it's marketed towards people of European descent, and it is it's very heavily inspired by Lord of the Rings, which is very like European fantasy.
Yeah, it's about as European fantasy as you can get.
But even like just because it's like European fantasy doesn't really justify it, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the archetypes that the what do you call it, the game manual or whatever stipulates. I mean, I can see where it comes from that.
Mm-hmm.
We should get John and one other person to be a really good DM and try to do like a D&D campaign. I think that will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's do it. Anime Club After Dark D&D.
Yeah, fuck
as long as I don't have to
no.
anything.
Wait. Alex, you're signed, but I think you'll have a lot of fun with this.
But I just don't want to do any of the work.
I mean, you don't have
That's
to.
what I'm saying.
You can put in
you
as
don't
much
have
work
to.
as
Like,
you want to.
That's a part of your character you could totally do. Like just a guy who's like doesn't give a shit about anything. That's like a good DM will know how to play off of that.
I could be a rogue.
You could.
Yeah, you could. You can be anything you want.
Just not black, because that's evil.
I can't be black. although me being a white guy, if I actually played a black character, I'm sure that would be problematic too.
We're not getting into this.
Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black. I wonder who's gonna get that reference.
Oh, Ghost Stories. I fucking love that dub. So it's the best anime dub of all time.
We should do a spoiler cast of the Ghost Stories.
I definitely want to at some point. Yes,
but with one stipulation: it's a drunken spoiler cast.
Yes, but we do it for fucking April Fools next year. Anyway,
write it down.
Write it down. All right. So Natai, you have some things you want to gush about. I know you want to talk about Hades, but we're already.
That's the thing. I have so much I want to talk about, but like, how much are we we're
already at
in a rush for time?
And there is something here. There's something here that you wrote down that I want you to talk about. Why have you?
Yeah.
Natai,
okay. No. You let me do this, bitch. Okay.
Natai, I just have a simple question. Why did you write Hololive down here, Natai?
So, only because we've been talking for almost an hour, I feel like I'll just jump down to like the worst topic I want to talk about.
The best, you mean? The best.
There's so much I want to talk about that's actually good, but yeah. Okay, so it's been a week, and YouTube keeps recommending me Hololive videos, so...
As it should. You jumped down the rabbit hole, didn't you?
That wasn't the plan!
It's never the plan. You just fall.
It's never the plan. Okay, so where do I even start? Do you have any questions for me? You want to lead this off?
I mean, so you say that YouTube started recommending videos. I'm wondering what did it start recommending? Like whose videos?
Do you want to phrase it differently? Like who's my favorite so far?
Oh, Natai, you have fallen down the rabbit hole. Yes.
In the words of Jotaro, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I thought I had it all together.
All right, Natai, who's your favorite girl so far? Please say it's
Amelia.
Pepper. Oh, Amelia Watson, yes.
So I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know what started it. Oh, actually, I do know. So Sakura Miko. She's pretty funny.
My queen.
She's pretty funny. I mean, I don't use that phrase often. I don't use that phrase at all. So I'm sorry if I'm like offending people, but like whenever I talk to Axel with Sakura Miko, I'm like, this is the most autistic thing I ever seen. And then YouTube was like, oh, so you're watching these videos now? Okay. And now every now and then I'll just watch videos of Amelia singing Fly Me to the Moon. I'm like, oh, this is cute. And then it recommended me, hey, do you want to watch videos of this chicken girl talking to this Grim Reaper girl? And I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it now for like 2 hours in a row because this is my life right now. Okay. So this is really fucking fascinating, honestly, because remember the days that the only player in the game was oh shit, what was her name? I'm blanking on it. Kizunai, thank you. And we were just watching these shit posts by her, you know? And suddenly there's like so many of them.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong?
You know, the funny thing is you started out with Keys in the Eye and like she had
No, I haven't started out. You kept sending me videos of her.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, we started out with the whole virtual YouTuber thing with Keys in the Eye. I mean, there was stuff before that, but we don't talk about that.
Like Project Melody, like I've never watched a Project Melody video in my life.
Yet.
But I knew she's a thing.
Yet.
I'm not intending to because I don't dig that design. But
anyway, no, hold on.
Yeah.
So we started out with Keys in the Eye, and she had like these vlogs, and then she would also do some singing and some gameplay, and then every so often she'd do a shit post, and it's like Hololive came around, and it's like, wait, fuck you. What if everything was a fucking shit post all the time?
And it's all the time. Like, I'm kept recommending this shark girl. Like, what's her name? Gura?
Galgura.
Yeah, her. It kept recommending me stuff by her. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, it's like 3 a.m. in the morning. And I watch this video of this virtual girl saying, I'm horny.
Oh, yes, Marie.
So, not gonna lie, I fucking love Amelia Watson.
Yes, Natai, I'm so happy for you. You discovered.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
I will say. So, Sakura Miko was off. She's like gone for 2.5 months.
All of us have seen that one clip by her playing GTA. Let's be honest.
Yes. Go home. Go home. Stay home.
I'm talking about the N-word, but sure.
Oh yeah, that too. She's not the only virtual YouTuber that said that word.
Yeah.
But
dude, like this morning, I'm just opening up my YouTube and it's just VTuber videos. I'm like,
yes,
shit.
Fall down the rabbit hole with me. I'm so.
And
happy.
I wasn't. No, I hate it. I feel so degenerate right now.
Embrace it. Embrace the degeneracy. No. Embrace it.
We talked about what's the name of that chicken person?
Kiara.
So, like, we talked about, she's freaking me out whenever she does, like, that sort of popping motion, you know? She's, like, rising in her, like, seat or whatever.
It's like she's standing on her tippy toes.
Exactly. And that freaked me out. I'm like, I don't get that. But then I'm, like, watching more of videos of her and the other girls. I'm like, and I'm having a good time. What am I doing with my life?
Oh, I'm so happy. Fun fact. Kiara's character designer is the same character designer for Steins Gate.
Yes.
But I wanted to say, you mentioned Sakura Miko. She was gone for like 2.5 months because of a medical issue. She's back. She actually came back. And her...
God bless her, by the way.
Bless her. On her, I guess, re-debut stream, the first stream that she did when she came back, I gave a $250 super chat.
You simp.
Wow.
You simp. You fucking simp.
So far, there are only 3 Hololive girls that I've simped for. Sakura Miko is one. I've simped for Galgura, and I simped for Usada Pekaro.
Only 3.
Who's the third one?
Usada Pekaro is the rabbit girl.
Oh, with the fucking laugh.
With
Okay,
fucking,
okay. I got.
I can't even do it. I can't even do her laugh. It's so unique.
That's so good. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, since I hijacked this for you, what do you actually want to talk about?
No, I'm fine with talking about VTubers because I don't know why I keep watching this shit. Like,
because you have
I don't know
fallen
about
down
you.
the rabbit hole.
I don't know about you, but I have a feeling you've actually tuned into some of their streams because I just watched like compilation.
You probably
clips
watched the
stuff.
clips, especially for the Japanese ones.
Yeah, but like most, I mean, but again, like I've been watching mostly like some of the English VTubers, you know, like. I can't believe I'm saying this. I just really enjoy like the girls' dynamics. It's so much fun,
right?
Like there was.
It is so fun.
Like I for the record, don't do what I've been doing. Don't do that.
Yes,
it's not good for your health. Don't listen to this man.
So,
but anyway,
Natai
like
is
I'm just
like...
watching. No, I'm just watching these girls playing Minecraft and talking about stupid shit, and I'm having a good time.
Don't you feel sorry for him, Sho? He's having a good time.
He's a sad man.
Just
I am.
He will get to the point like I have where he
see what happens when you have no female people in your life.
Wait a minute.
You start watching VTubers.
I have female people in my life, and I still watch this.
I'm just like, what was this clip I watched? What was this one like? It's pretty much Amelia like simping for Callie. That's her name, right? The Rip girl.
Yeah, the Reaper is Callie. Calliope.
Yeah, she's like simping for. I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this.
Kiara, no. If you watch the streams with Kiara and Callie.
Yes, I've watched some of their clips together. And Kiara is like, and no, Kiara's like, yeah, I've been drinking Callie's milk. I'm like, what the fuck? Excuse me. So yeah, I really like Amelia.
I like how they did the stream with all of the English Hololive girls together, and they were imitating. They had this like game where they were trying to like impersonate the Hololive Japanese girls, and it came up to Hosho Marine, and everyone her like catchphrase.
Who's that?
Her catchphrase. She's the pirate girl, and her catchphrase is "Ahoy." Because she's a pirate.
Oh right, that shit! I can't believe I've seen
everyone,
that.
When I forget who it was that was leading it, said Marine. Everyone just goes ahoy, ahoy, and then you hear there's a pause, and then Amelia goes, "I'm horny."
I feel sad for knowing which clip you're talking about.
I'm disappointed in you both,
dude. Amelia, I'm like that's. I
also love.
I'm so happy.
Every week, because she streams, I think, usually about 4 or 5 times a week. And she streams for so long, like every week or like every 8 or 9 days. There's a person on YouTube, bless them, who she has a condition that causes her to hiccup a lot. And someone has compiled all of her hiccups every single week into a new video. Bless them.
Have you seen that one clip of Callie falling asleep midstream?
Mm-hmm. I have. I was actually watching that stream.
Also, there was another one. She's not part of the English Hololive lineup, but so YouTube recommended me a video called "Bitch Made Lasagna."
Hachima,
and
she is a Hololive girl.
Yeah, I'm watching this, and I'm like, okay, so this is How to Basic meets Hololive, and I can't praise her enough because she gets it, dude. She gets like YouTube.
Yes, she does. She also has an enormous foot fetish.
Does she?
Yes, she does.
I'm happy I haven't fallen down so hard as you have, dude, because I feel less degenerate next to you.
She has a great love for feet. In fact, in a lot of her gaming streams, she'll stop and she'll just smell her feet on the stream.
Oh, no. So yeah, this is a call to action for all of you listeners. If you want to send me some like Amelia art, do it.
Don't enable him.
I know. Now I know what to start posting in your channel on our Discord server.
Aside from pancakes, yeah.
Aside from
pancakes. Dude, like seriously, like I don't know why I gravitate towards him. I mean, aside from blonde, but sure. I just really like her clips and stuff, but I've fallen hard, dude.
Nah, she's good.
Pretty.
All the English Hololive girls have been great so far, and I love watching Ina's streams because she makes me feel not so bad about having shitty ass puns.
Also, watching Gura sing Bakamitai was a really fun time.
Yeah, watching her sing "Right on Time" was fucking great during her debut.
She's a good singer, honestly.
She is a great singer. Anyway, do you actually want to talk about Hades? Because I know you've been playing the shit out of that game.
I do, but
I have another video game I want to talk about too. So we could wrap this up by talking about the 2 video games we want to talk about because we have been going for over an hour now.
So do you want to go first, or should I keep going and gush about the game?
Go talk about Hades because I know you want to.
Hades is my game of the year, so okay. So honestly, it's $20 on Steam. Just go buy it because it's so good. So I've calculated 73 hours so far. I'm not done yet. So I know John's mad at me for not finishing Persona 4, but sorry, John.
How fucking dare you, dude? Seriously.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
Yeah, that's right. I heard you knocking up. You were talking shit. You were like, "Oh, I'm not gonna finish Persona 4." I fucking heard you, and I came running. I'm right outside your door, Natai.
Holy shit! It's right here. So yeah, Hades just conquered my life. I've clocked in 73 hours so far, and it's really good. And it's $20 on Steam, so go buy it. It's really good. I don't know how you guys are familiar with roguelikes and stuff.
I've been watching you because you played it on stream a couple of times on our Twitch channel. I've actually watched you play it a couple of times. I mean,
twitch.tv/animeclub after dark.
That it actually looks like so I'm not a huge fan of actually playing roguelike games, but I do like watching other people play it.
Okay. So let me sell you on that. Okay. So imagine a
roguelike. I've already been sold by watching you play it.
That's good to know for the rest of you. Let me sell you on that. So imagine a roguelike with a good story.
Okay.
So I've been playing for 70 hours. Hold up. I've been playing for 70 hours. There hasn't been mostly a repeated line yet with any of the characters you have conversations with. 70 hours and just more and more and more and more conversations, and it doesn't stop. So
you're saying it has more recorded dialogue than Skyrim?
There's so much dialogue, dude. It's insane. And all the characters are really well characterized and fleshed out. And the story itself is really fun. And you actually care about it. And so 30 hours in, I reached the credits. But then the game is there's so much more to do. And I'm racing towards the end, the actual ending of the game, and I have a feeling I'm really close to it. I almost have max relationships with all the Olympian gods. Yes, you have relationships with gods. That's cool. And you can have relationships with a Gorgon head. So
what the fuck?
Give you that head.
But it's
whoa, what
exactly? Dude, that bitch is asking for 4 ambrosias. Wow.
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 What the fuck? Wow. But no, in all seriousness, the combat is really solid, and it opens up the more you play. About 12 hours in, it introduces more and more systems that you didn't have access to yet, and it's just every run. I know it's kind of a selling point of every roguelike. I haven't played any of them. This is my first one, but it's actually every run can be different. And all the builds are really fun and different and engaging, and the characters are so well written. And the art style, I don't know. Have you guys played any other Supergiant games?
I have not.
Probably not.
Bastion, Transistor, Pyre. So,
Slay the Spire?
No,
Fucking
dumbass. No? So all of I'm a big fan of the studio. I buy any game they make because I love them so much. So all of them have super unique art, and the music is incredible. So just go, Steam has refunds, so just go buy it, play for an hour, and then figure out if you enjoy it or not, because it's so good. And then when you're done with Hades, go play their other games because they're so good.
All I know about
I listen to that soundtrack every day of my life.
All I know about Hades is that I've been sent a lot of porn of it, and I'm not into it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I don't know about into it or not, but I'm honestly not surprised that that group of people are into that game, because the designs of each character is incredible. Is absolutely incredible.
So Supergiant, I started paying attention to them when Transistor came out.
Yes.
And because Transistor is fucking awesome.
It's an amazing game.
It's just fucking fun. I know a lot of people liked Bastion because like it's like a narrated RPG and it's
Transistor is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. So I only have played Transistor. I want to give Hades a shot because I hate roguelites, but recently I've been playing more of them. Like Gunfire Reborn, I played that, and it's actually kind of fun. It's stupid and indie, but it's kind of fun. I am friends with people from high school that made Risk of Rain, which is a roguelite. I didn't like the first Risk of Rain, but Risk of Rain 2 is actually kind of fun too.
Okay.
Paul and Duncan, I went to high school with them, so I know those guys, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, like, roguelites are okay, but there's one that, it's still not out yet, I believe. It's called Elise. It's by Night Shift Studios. They're like a small indie company, and I met them at PAX like 2 years ago.
Nice.
And it's what really got me into roguelites. Like, I care more about combat and stuff than I do about the storyline and, like, the art. Like, Transistor looks fucking beautiful. It plays very solidly, and it's pretty good.
What'd you think of the soundtrack?
Fucking's beautiful, dude. Like,
right?
I like sci-fi themed things in general, so it's kind of like my weak spot. So it's like my bar is really low, so I really can't say.
Okay.
But I mean, Hades is, it's Supergiant. Like, they know how to make games. They're an indie developer, sure, but they've been making games for a while now, and they know how to make roguelites. So 10 years? Holy shit.
Yeah.
We're getting old, man.
Oh my god,
I think
Transistors.
Bastion came out, I think, 2009, 2010, something like that.
2011. Holy shit. Yeah, it's been a while.
John,
like,
we're getting old, man.
I'll tell you what. Like, so I absolutely have no interest in roguelikes whatsoever. But the moment they announced they're making a roguelike, I'm like, fuck it. I buy every game they make, so I'll give it a shot. So, but honestly, I've been having a lot of fun with Hades. It's just the combat is really solid. It has a really solid foundation. And again, you have like all these like different weapons, and each weapon has more like different modifiers, and each run you can pick your different difficulty modifiers, and you can pick like more and more, like you have so many options, so many things to do. Like, I am amazed how much I honestly thought that maybe like by the 12th hour I'll be done with the game, but I'm still I can't get enough of it, and I'm like 70 hours in. And this is coming from someone who doesn't give a shit about roguelikes. I've been having a lot of fun. It's really, really solid.
And I mean, it looks pretty fucking dope, and the top-down like RPG element, it feels like you're playing Diablo, which is what I think is really cool about it.
Yeah, I can see
fucking,
that.
Like that isometric
fucking
view. It's really good.
Yeah, it's fucking, you're playing Diablo, dude. Diablo 4's
basically
coming out, so.
And dude, like,
I definitely.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I definitely would give it a shot, even though it's like, it's out of early access now, right? So
it's the full game. It's the full game. It's the full version.
It's the full game.
I've been waiting for like 2 years for it to get out early access. That's why I've been only playing it now.
Yeah, because I remember Supergiant having a booth up, and I'm just, again, the only game I've ever played is Transistor, and it was good enough for me to think like Supergiant, they probably don't make bad games, right? Because
all of them are solid.
Loves Bastion, and everyone loved Pyre, and I'm just like, all right, well, Hades can't be bad. Like, it's just one of those studios that you're just like, well, they can't make a bad game.
Dude, like one day I totally am down to do like a Supergiant retrospective on this podcast because I love their game so much. I'm not shitting
I mean,
you.
we can.
I really love their stuff. They make good games. They make solid, like, their art is incredible. The soundtracks are top notch. It's honestly like if any of you are like interested in their games, just give them a shot. All of them are pretty cheap, and all of them are just really, really fun. Most of them are pretty short as well, but nah, Hades is just on a whole other level for me. It's my game of the year, easily.
Well, they've got a bundle right now on
that's
Steam
right.
for like, what, $41 for all of their games?
Damn,
Do
that's
it.
cheap as
Does
fuck.
it include the soundtracks? And it includes the soundtracks for Transistor and Bastion.
Do it.
And Hades.
Please do it. That's all I wanted people to do. Just go buy their games. They're so good.
Oh, you don't even know. I'm buying it right now as we speak.
Yes! I can
right
go
after
to sleep
this ends,
peacefully.
I'm just going to go play.
Oh, please, yes!
So I actually have a game that I want to talk about that I've been playing.
Is it Hades?
Huh? No, it's not Hades. It's quite a bit older than Hades. So I want to talk about Halo. So that yes. Show you uncultured fuck.
Halo. No, Beyonce is show got it right. I completely forgot Beyonce even had a song called Halo. Wow.
Anyway,
Beyonce ain't got shit on Halo.
Excuse you.
Wow. Anyway, so the Master Chief Collection has come out on PC, specifically on Steam, and over the course of the last year, they've been releasing. Well, they released Reach first, and then Halo 1, 2, 3. They're up to Halo 3 ODS. Nice. Up to Halo 3 ODST right now, and then I think they're also going to put Halo 4 on the Master Chief Collection. I don't know if they're going to go any further beyond that. But anyway,
no, it's on until 4.
That's the point of this is that I have been playing through, and I actually played a little bit with John as well. I've been playing through the original Halo trilogy, and it's been one hell of a nostalgia trip because I remember, and I'm so glad that they actually left in like the original game without the retextures and shit that you can play through, because I've actually been going through and playing with the original like animations and art and shit, and it's just been such a huge nostalgia trip for me. It's taken me back to when I originally played those games. Like the first Halo came out when I was 11 years old back in 2001.
2001?
Yeah. I forget was Halo 2 2004, I think. I don't know.
I think it was 2003. Maybe I'm wrong.
Mid 2000s. And then I believe Halo 3 came out in 2007, 2008. So right at the end
2007, yeah.
2007. So right when I was my senior in high school, actually, is when it came out. So I remember playing these, and I remember having a great time, and it's just been so fucking fun. And it's taking me back to a time when, Natai, you might not believe this as young as you are, but there was a time when video games came out where they had to be finished when they were released.
What?
I know.
Super Mario Galaxy was finished, so...
I'm just saying, there was a time... There was a time when, by the way, John got disconnected from the call.
Nice.
Even though it's still.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something real quick.
Okay.
So, as a youngin, and some people would say, I never got to experience any of the Halo games, and I have been thinking about once I actually get a good PC up and going, I'll purchase this collection, because I've always been curious about Halo, but never too much, you know. Does it still hold up?
Yes.
Honestly, honest to God, does it still hold up?
Yeah, I think it still holds up. The very first one is a little dated on some of its mechanics, especially, you know, not being able to like dual wield weapons and stuff like that. But
unfortunately, most COD games don't let you dual wield weapons.
True. But there's a lot of first person shooters now that aren't Call of Duty that do allow you to dual wield weapons.
Sure.
So in that instance, yeah, there's some mechanics of particularly the first two games, that are a little dated, but I'd say they've held up really, really well. And no matter what you actually think about it, there's no denying the fact that the original Halo game changed what first person shooters could be.
I hate FPS.
Yeah, it is.
I know you hate first-person shooters, show, which is why you won't play with me and John.
I mean, there's other reasons.
No, I don't.
Well, yeah, there's other reasons you won't play
I'm
with
joking.
me and John.
I'm joking.
No, but you're totally correct for saying it's been like the first Halo is substantial in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but I still think it holds up really well. And actually, I've actually recently started playing through like for the third or fourth time since the Master Chief Collection came out, the campaign of Halo 2. And I've been playing it without the anniversary like reskins of everything, where everything actually looks really good. I've been playing with the original art and animations, and I mean, yeah, it's a little dated now, but I think about other games that came out around the same time, it still looks really good.
How would you rank Halo 1 till 4, including ODST? Because that's a collection.
I mean, like how would I rank them in order of like my least favorite to most favorite?
Yeah.
My favorite campaign story has always been Reach. There's something about Reach I just really, really loved. I think it was because all the characters in it worked really well, and you kind of got to get to know a lot of them throughout the course of the story. If I had to rate like the Master Chief stuff, I'd probably say...
I'm including Reach in that like ranking. That's what I'm curious of, like the entire collection.
I'd say Halo 2, then the first one, then Halo 3, then ODST, and I actually no, I'd switch around Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST, and then with Halo 4 at the end.
I'm curious to go back and play these games. Like I'm probably gonna stream it just for shits and giggles. But
listen, if you're gonna stream it, let's do a co-op campaign playthrough together. I would love to.
We can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Because I honestly I have no clue about hey, aside from like videos on YouTube, just like talking about their development and stuff. I never played any of them, so
gotcha.
I don't have any attachment to them. You know.
I mean, yeah. If you get it, definitely let's do a co-op campaign playthrough at some point.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I just want to talk about that because it's something that's personally meaningful to me. As someone who used to be way more into games than I am now, mostly because I've have a full-time job and I help do this podcast and I don't have a lot of extra time. Of course, I got to watch anime too to keep up with everything that's going on, so I don't have a lot of spare time to do games anymore. It's number one, it's taking me back to a time when I really, really enjoyed games, or I got to enjoy games a lot more than I do now. And it's made me feel really young again playing through this. It's made me feel like I did when I first played through it.
Show to Alex.
Yeah. Yes. And, there's a lot of people out there listening to this who will have also played this and say, 343 kind of fucked up this whole thing. And yeah, there's a lot of like nitpicks and stuff you can, say about it. But fundamentally, you're still experiencing the same story, and that hasn't changed. And that's what I love about it.
You excited for Halo Infinite?
I have mixed feelings. I will play it, and I will go into it with very tempered expectations.
Breaking news. A few days ago, the lead director of Halo Infinite left the project for the second time.
And in other news, Cyberpunk 2077 has a new release date.
And people send death threats for some reason.
I don't understand.
Idiots.
Such entitled assholes. Oh, I took time off work. Up. Number one, if you're a responsible adult, why the fuck are you taking time off work for a video game? Really?
There's so many good video games releasing right now to play. Just
like Hades.
Like Hades. Go. It's $20. Just do it. Just do it. You can romance Aphrodite. What's wrong with you?
All right, let's end this with Show.
Oh,
Show.
We have time.
You had one other thing you wanted to talk about.
I guess. Well, I've been watching The Queen's Gambit, which is a live-action American television show on Netflix. What was that snort?
Yeah, what was that snore? I was curious myself.
That name is funny to me.
Okay. Do you know what The Queen's Gambit is?
Why?
No, I don't.
Because Show is a queen?
The Queen's Gambit is a chess opening. It's the story is about a female chess prodigy and her life journey as an orphan to an adult and her career in chess. It's really good. I loved it. I binged the whole thing. It's a very sports anime. I know nothing about chess, but they're like bishop to e4, and I'm like, oh my god, the bishop's moving. I can't feel my heart. No,
I've heard other people talk about this, and I'm kind of interested to watch it to see what it's all about, because this is the second time I've heard someone say it's like watching a live action version of a chess anime.
It is very sports anime.
How many seasons are
First season, it's also the last season. It's only one season, and it's 8 episodes.
Okay, nice.
An hour each.
Yeah, so you can get through it in an afternoon.
You mean more like a work day?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how your afternoons
go. That sounds good, actually, though.
But yeah.
It doesn't have them.
Wow. It also has a really big feminist bent to it, because she's It's in the 1960s, and she's like basically the only woman playing chess competitively.
She's in a boys' club.
Yeah, it's a very male-centered activity, competitive sport, whatever chess is.
Which I'd like to point out that competitive chess, professional level chess, has always been and still largely is today.
That's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is fiction, although it like kind of feels like a biography. It is fiction, unfortunately. And you know, there's a lot of content about she struggles with being an alcoholic and a drug addict, which for the most part occurs during when she's a minor. So that part was a bit uncomfortable. Seeing a minor deal with a drug addiction. I'm just like, I don't know how comfortable I feel with this. But overall, it's a really great story. It's a really heartwarming story about, you know, she's an underdog in many ways, overcoming all the challenges she has. And it's just a really great story. And the one really great part about it is that it's like a finished story. Like, there's not going to be a second season. Like, you see it from the beginning to the end. You know, it's a very satisfactory ending. Like, all the threads wrap up. I would highly recommend it.
Honestly, that's a selling point in my opinion.
It is. Like, there's nothing wrong with having like a single season fully contained story. It doesn't have to be not everything that becomes popular needs to be like this long sweeping epic. Sometimes one season is long enough to tell a good story.
Oh, and I totally forgot the best part. The literally best part, the reason I watched this is because the actress for the main heroine is so good. She's a stone cold bitch, and she's just mean and rude to everyone she meets, and I love it.
So you see a lot of yourself.
Who's the actress?
I actually don't know, but I do love her.
See a lot of yourself.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I am her. Very relatable.
Honestly, I'm now curious about it.
I've heard a couple of my friends talk about it, and I've heard now Show talk about it, and it seems to be getting relatively favorable reviews. So,
I highly recommend it.
That's it. Okay.
Now there needs to be an actual chess anime.
I feel like there must be like some old anime about chess.
There may.
I'm surprised there still isn't like. I'm surprised there still isn't like a big shonen anime manga about chess that hasn't been adapted to like an anime.
Maybe there isn't. It
feels so perfect.
I mean, the closest
it does.
I can think of is the shogi anime. The March comes in like
a lion.
Yeah.
Well, there's also Hikaru no Go.
Yeah, that the one was a little boring though, wasn't it?
It's a little weird. There's a
I watched it as
supernatural
like a
element
6-year-old,
to it,
so
and
yeah, I don't remember anything about it.
it is weird. It's really weird.
There's a ghost.
Like I said, it's got a supernatural element to it. I don't know why. You don't really need a supernatural element to a show about Go. I mean,
Go is a fun game though.
I wish I knew how to play.
Oh, I played it a lot. It's really fun.
Hey, next year we're getting, I think actually in winter 2021, we're getting a Kabaddi anime, and I could not be happier about that. It's being done by David Productions.
Why do I feel like it's going to
so
be
I guess
ecchi?
I'll talk.
Kabaddi. Well, if it is, it's going to be all male. So.
Oh, yes, please.
So maybe you want it to be ecchi.
He wants every show to be ecchi. So I'm guessing I'll save the One Piece talk for next WTF episode.
Please, because we've been here for an hour and a half, and I really need to go to bed soon. I know you really need to go to bed soon because it's after midnight for you.
Nah.
Right.
I have Hades. I'm okay.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I think we will cut it off here. Thanks to John for dropping in on us. But that was completely unexpected.
I can't believe he popped in just to call me out about not playing Persona 4 and then left.
He didn't. He actually just kind of dropped in for the hell of it, but he also BSOD'd when he was trying to download all those fucking games. I really hope that it actually saved his audio file when that happened, or otherwise we're just going to sound like we're talking to ourselves for like a small portion of this podcast.
Like 5 minutes of absolute silence.
Yeah, just 5 minutes of silence, and it's like, yeah, someone's talking, and if not, I mean, good luck editing this, John. I think it'll save it because Audacity pretty much saves everything. But anyway, thank you all there for dropping in to listen to us. Check the description below to find links to Anime Club After Dark on Twitch, on social media, and on Discord. Check out our merch store and our affiliate links as well. Any purchases you make there will really, really help us out. With that, I've been your host, Alex, and I will see you next time. Say goodnight, everybody.
I can see your halo. Halo.
Send me your Amelia arts. I won't judge you if you won't judge me.
Hey, Natai.
Help.
You need help.
Hey, Natai.
Yes.
I'm horny.